here, we do see some of the high engaged capability heroes such as the Guan Yu and also the Maestro Nui has been banned away from the blue side here. And for Hong Kong, China, staple bans here, Ukyo Dachibana and Dolia removed from the pool.
Yeah, taken away from the blue side, right? Those are prime first picks for the blue side, right? And Sri Lanka right now, they're going to think about what they want to do in terms of direction. They're going to go a little bit, not show all of their cards, and they're going to just pick up the tried and true Lapu Lapu.
Yeah, Lapu Lapu is such a good pick for sure. Looking at the bans coming in from Hong Kong, China as well, they actually take out Ukyo and Dolia, which is very, very annoying, very efficient in being used by Sri Lanka before. So that shows that they did their research for sure. The first two picks coming in from Hong Kong, China is going to be a lot of crowd control.
Very aggressive, right? The Xiao Qiao, the Dharma, a lot of damage as well, and the knockups that you've mentioned just now. And Xiao Qiao has been one of the underrated picks thus far in this tournament. It's not really about 103 Breeze, it's more on how you can apply damage. One good spell one coming in from the Xiao Xiao Boomerang, and you are essentially out of the laning phase if you do get hit from mid to late game.
Yeah, one thing that we've noticed from Hong Kong, China, generally, I mean, we've only had one other series, is that they are not looking to, tailor their draft to something that's like one-dimensional, like a glass cannon style and looking to end the game. They are very balanced. They're looking to just play what's given, and again, a more traditional style of draft.
I think it's more fair to call it a default mode, maybe,
correct.
Because it's very balanced so that maybe they can react more within the game itself. So, you know what, if we need to funnel more gold towards the Dharma, we can just leave the Dharma alone, let him farm. Or maybe if we want to play in a bit more passive way, we can try to make it in a way that the roamer plays much more aggressive to the front and try to open more so that we can farm much more passively at the back. So I think default maybe one of the most balanced and okay thing to do.
Yeah, it's like their muscle memory, right? Like they're already accustomed to a specific playstyle. Slow and steady wins the race. If you can be accomplished, you can like successfully repeat the fundamentals, the laning phase. Make sure that this exact matchup, you play it 100 times, you can master it 90 times. This jungle pathing, clear it up fast, make sure that you save those seconds on the jungle camps, and then you come out for the early ganks. Those are all the things that fundamentals can improve your gameplay in the long run.
Personally, jungle path is one of the most hardest thing for me to understand because there's the shortest path and there's also the fastest and most richest path, which is two different things, right? So it's very hard to understand.
Yeah, you're talking about slow and steady winning the race. It's like traditional tortoise and hare style. But for me, I want things fast. I want the Lamborghini. I want the Ferrari. I want to go, 120 miles an hour, just going reckless. Because those, to me, are the most fun games to watch. And being able to kind of just, where there's absolute chaos, that's kind of what I want to see. But it looks like the draft from Hong Kong, China, they're not going to be doing any of that.
Yeah, it's looking really slow and steady coming in from Hong Kong, China. It's like their bread and butter here, the way they are trained to actually play the game. China will be locking on the fourth pick here, checking out the pick and bans thus far. The second phase introduces bans like the Byron and Diren Jie. And coming from Sri Lanka itself, we do see the Arlie and also the Zhang Fei being locked away. With Sri Lanka, their last pick is the Fatih and also the Consort Yu. Some of the good picks here that are able to counteract against the Nakoruru, the Dharma, and also the Fatih is also pretty decent in handling the laning phase against the Dharma and also the late game assassination attempts on towards that channel.
Yeah, right now we're trying to see what roam that Hong Kong, China is going to be picking out. But I do feel that the picks coming in from Sri Lanka is going to grant Holler what he wants, which is exactly the chaotic gameplay, the aggression that they might want to bring out, because these are the hero of an early game composition.
Definitely, and you have the Nakoruru, the Chano, a lot of damage, burst potential, plus everybody else is literally there to set you up, right? And it comes back to those two. If they get isolated in any way, they're going to have a tough time.
And this time around, coming in from the draft from Hong Kong, China, is looking really aggressive, I would say. Everything has a crowd control, everything has a trigger discipline where the moment that they feel like they want to fight you, it's go time coming in from the red side draft. But let's do take a look on the Sri Lanka draft for a while now. It's really slow and steady, it's really back and forth. They are playing with front lines coming in from Tarush and Malka, making sure that there is room to farm for Anjana and also Nasanda in the clash and farm role here. It's a different approach coming in from the Sri Lanka draft, but this is game one between Sri Lanka and also Hong Kong, China, duking it out in Group D.
Thank you so much, Saki. As we start this one, game number 1 of the 5th and final series of the day. I mean, going into this one, I mean, you knew that Sri Lanka were going to come out firing, right? And
Yeah.
I think that this draft is pretty balanced. I'm not giving a huge edge to either of the squads, and right now it's all about execution.
And very interesting move coming in from Tarusha to actually join the mid lane to clear the waves first. But look at this, potentially an aggressive rotation coming in from Hong Kong, China. It seems like just try to steal as much economy as they can.
Yeah, this is a great start, right? And you're going to also leave Anjana and Sumki. Let those two kind of duke it out one-on-one. Nobody should get a huge advantage, as it looks like the pheasant is going to be stolen away. Hong Kong, China, again, this is that value. You went into the enemy jungle, you were rotating around. What was available, and they took that away.
Exactly, without losing anything, without being noticed at the same time. So I do believe that they're going to be continuing this until they have that goal advantage. What we do realize from Hong Kong, China is that they will never try to engage in a war that they think they're going to win in 50-50% chance. They will only take it if it's 70-30 or 80-20, somewhat like that.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, they didn't know who was coming in, who was stealing. It looks like, you know, Sri Lanka kind of need to install a couple more CCTV cameras, right?
That's true. And Hoa consistently using the Chow Chow this way, always throwing random first kills towards the enemy, trying to see if it could hit. If one sticks too much, they could be able to try to continue engage into a fight.
Yeah, how was going to be a problem? I mean, those fans, those Blasphemy fans are going to be a problem, right? The amount of damage that they can do. So Sri Lanka on the other side, I mean, if you're looking at like Janeth, Anjana, you know, they definitely can be vulnerable. They can be a little out of position and get hit by those things. So it really comes back to the positioning. And now it looks like Xinghan is going to be just kind of stun locking a little bit, but there's a disengage.
A very interesting move coming in from Hong Kong, China, still trying to pressure up from the mid lane jungle, and they're trying to collect all as much as they can. See all of these small little things. Of course, it seems like it's a small thing, but a very good throw from Imalka, trying to steal away his own jungle.
I mean, you think it's small, but it's actually big in the long scheme of things. It's like the game of inches. Any sort of like steal away, any sort of, you know, jungle camp that you probably shouldn't have gotten, but taking it away, that thing swings quite a bit, especially in the early game. And we're not even 3 minutes in. We got a 1K lead for Hong Kong, China.
Almost be able to try to steal the Crimson Golem, but it seems like a teleportation might force a fight here, but it seems like he's just using it just to rotate back to his Azure Golem. Hong Kong, China really trying to focus and play in the long game.
In the long game. And I mean, it's going to set up by a really good early game, which it looks like they're going to even contest this as Golem. They actually found out Xinghan, who's going to just get a two-man stun. The Tremor Smash is going to be used. They got a nice little play, but the Raging Sea in return. And it looks like Hawa getting a little bit low, gets the plan out, but he's going to be picked off. It's going to go first strike going the way of Sri Lanka as they make them pay. 3 members down from Hong Kong, China.
A great secretary blessing coming from them. It's a very good fight coming from Sri Lanka. He can go back to the top lane and try to get any objective that's left over there. I think that Sri Lanka actually managed to pull the kiting very nicely. Here we go. This is exactly what happened. The ultimate coming in from the Liampo actually started the war only towards the Janith. But then the rest of the team from Sri Lanka side did not receive any crowd control whatsoever, giving them the freedom to take down Hong Kong, China.
That was a great team fight by Sri Lanka. And also Tharusha, let's talk about that ghost ship. Locking Hawa down, getting him stuck into you where he's not able to run away. That is the perfect team fight to start off this game. And now the net worth lead has shifted in their favor.
A very good fight for sure, but it seems like they're trying to make sure that they can get the Tyrant. The vision is provided by Sinchan, but apparently he doesn't want to take any risk because his team is quite busy taking a lot of resources in the top lane.
Yeah, you're counting out Sri Lanka, and man, they're coming out firing here. Not even 5 minutes in. Yes, they are a little bit behind, but they're taking the big objectives. They've gotten 3 kills plus that Tyrant, and now it comes back to Hong Kong, China. They need to be aggressive. This is what you're doing when you're kind of like maybe losing the map control phase. You look to contest. Maybe you get the 50-50. It doesn't look like they get it here.
Rotation is being done by Hong Kong, China, still trying to focus down in the bottom lane because they know Sumki is nearby. and they need to try to help him as much as he can. It seems like they're about to dive right into the tower.
Yeah, if this is the perfect timing, the flash away is not going to get away from that. The Honey Sweet Breeze, and they will knock it down for Sumki, and they will take the bottom T1 Hong Kong, China with a great rotate.
So clean, right? The way they rotate from the back, and they know that there's nowhere he can go. Anjana really cannot do anything over there, but look at this damage coming in from Kahin. He really tried to punish down Nisanda, but it seems like he managed to run away.
Yeah, but you kind of knew that was the situation for Anjana, right? He was all by himself. It was just a matter of time, but they lost the bottom T2. That entire push from Hong Kong, China, they're like, okay, we don't care about kills, but we'll figure out and take objectives away, and this is how we're going to win this game.
Seems like they're trying to focus down towards the mid lane. He was recalling in the middle, out in the open, and Flash has been used by Sakin.
Yeah, Nisanda down for the count on this one. Sakin making him pay. This is a guy that we've seen time and time again. His alias, his IGN, is actually Snow. He has a lot of history on the Hong Kong esports scene. Just remember to respect his name, but this is actually the first time we've been calling him by his actual name, Sakin.
Oh, okay. Very interesting right there. They're going to try to clear out the minion as much as possible in the mid lane, and the rotation is going to be done by Hong Kong China, putting Zakin at bottom lane. But look at how they're trying to slowly creep forward, trying to see if there's any chance for them to start a team fight. But it seems like they're still trying to hold back. Sri Lanka, a lot of respect coming out from them, but they have no vision towards the Crimson Golem.
Yeah, and the rich get richer, right? They've shifted things. They were able to take that away. They had the vision game, and it looked like Sri Lanka were not willing to fight. They had changes, mind you. If we're talking about this gold graph, it was definitely in their favor.
Yeah.
But Hong Kong, China, the way that they're efficiently taking things off of the map, yes, they might be down in kills, but they're getting the neutrals, which is actually helping accelerate this farm here.
I agree, and they are suffocating Sri Lanka away from any economical advantage. But it seems like Tremor Smash coming in.
Yeah, he's looking to go for that backside, but the ghost ship is going to be used. He's actually on the other side of that, and Malka's going to be taken down. They get the freeze on Shinzan, who's going to get away, but they've gotten what they wanted, the Azure Golem, as well as that kill.
Any other team would have just continued trying to continue that team fight after getting a Malka, but Hong Kong, China is just so disciplined, doesn't want to do any unnecessary mistakes at all. Also because of what happened just now in the earlier fight, right? Because they got punished, and it's been proven that Sri Lanka can actually still fight against them, even though they had one hand tied behind their back.
Yeah, and actually, it's a huge confidence boost, right? When you're able to go in, and that early game has been largely in favor of Sri Lanka at moments, but the way that Hong Kong has just completely weathered the storm, and in the past 3 minutes shifted it back to all of a sudden to a 4K net worth lead, that is absolutely massive for Hong Kong, China.
They're really controlling the entire map, and Fateh hasn't even finished his Doomsday just yet, but we can see Axe of Torment is done. He's on the way to maybe make a Glacial Buckler after this, but definitely a very high damage coming in from Fateh. It seems like he was the cause of why Hong Kong China lost a lot of their heroes just now.
Yeah, if you're looking at the roles, all of the different pieces, every single head-to-head has been in favor of Hong Kong, China, and they've gotten that. There's a reason why they've grown this lead to about 6K at this point, because all of the lanes winning, and then again taking more of the farm and being very jungle efficient.
Also focusing on all objectives, but it seems like he's gonna go down from the Sunda. There's nothing his teammate can do.
Yeah, Tharusha is on the run, but the ghost ship is not going to be locking him down. It's a double strike going the way of Sumki. That's the worst guy to feed.
A very good fight coming in from Hong Kong, China. They managed to steal 2 heroes away from Sri Lanka. They can focus down towards the mid lane. This is the tier 1 mid lane, by the way, very important, but
they're going for the flank. The Honey Sweet Breeze, the flash away. That's a nice one. Janith will get off, but he actually runs into the wrong side. Kahin taking him down, the mid T1 down as well.
Seems like they're trying to punish him, but it seems like Kahin is so ready to go back in.
Yeah, Kahin, though, he's getting walked down here. A couple shots, and that last one, not enough to take down Kahin, just baiting him away. Space created top lane, top T2 down.
That's exactly what happened. The space is so valuable that they managed to get a tier 2 tower, which is very effective and efficient. They can just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. Having Sakin pushing the side lane, or maybe just sending Kahin right now, and putting away their attention.
Yeah, and actually it's one of those things. It's like, look at my left hand, look at my left hand. But it's like the right hand that's doing all the damage. And you kind of saw that in the top lane. And the Rage C will connect on the 2, but there's really no follow-up. He does get the charge, but Amalka is going to be left for all alone as he gets picked off. They find Janet as well.
No one can save him at that point, but at the same time, they're sending the Sana towards the top lane. This might be quite smart in my opinion, because they have to send someone to the back to try to defend their tower to make sure that they don't lose any towers.
Yeah, so you're going to look to trade the top T1 away for this mid T2. Hong Kong, China, not able to find Darusha, but this bottom lane is pushing. Sri Lanka, they probably need to figure out some way to hold. They're not going to be able to in this bottom lane.
You know, Liampo is going to be ready with the Tremor Smash anytime soon. He is very trigger disciplined, but we can also see Nasanda is going to go down in the hands of the Nakororo. Kahin is really unforgiving. He will go and punish you if you go into his side of the map.
Yeah, Nasanda was in the top lane just happily pushing, and then Kahin's just like, yeah, hold my beer. I'm going to get this one. He goes all the way up top. He's like an assassin style, just completely burst him, and then that just completely limits or takes away that top lane push.
Yeah, we all know. At this point, Kahin's damage is quite high. So
yeah.
Anyone's going to get burst down, even though Nasanda actually has Secretary Blessing or maybe even a Previous Sky, but there's nothing he can do at this point. Sumki is going to be able to get the Tyrant, even though they had Primal Bond for a bit, but he is fine. Skin is going to be focusing down at the bottom lane. They're all trying to prepare for what's potentially going to come afterwards. They sent the Shadow Vanguard towards the top lane.
They're so far up right now. Kahin right now with a 3-level differential, 2 now with against Darusha, and now they've all joined up, and it looks like they want to siege this mid T3. Shadow Vanguard at the top lane, so they've got even more push coming, but the Raging Sea only onto 1, not too much value. Shinshan will just happily tank that.
Yeah, they will not try to force this one out too much, still trying to be disciplined, and this is what really matters for them, right? Not trying to force unnecessarily, because they don't really have to. They can just try to let it all play out until one mistake comes out from Sri Lanka.
It's so patient, right? They'll push with the Shadow Vanguard as well, and now they're looking to go, this is that space, and they instantly delete Jonathan. He's going to be taken out. Darusha's getting a little bit low himself, but Sumki with just enough taking him down as well. They're diving the Crystal. They had just barely taken the top T3, and now Hong Kong, China looking to just end this. They find Nasanda. They're going to get the ace, and they will take game number 1.
It's all with how